My name is Anthony Samora Charles. I came into this political arena because of what some termed as madness, and I was elected as the parliamentary representative for the Marigot constituency in the 2022 elections. I came with optimism, an open mind, open hands, a willing heart, and all smiles to work with this present government. However, this is proving to be very difficult as my efforts to represent my people has placed my family and I again in the line of political fire. It seems that no matter how hard you try, you cannot escape partisan political and abusive political power. 15 years ago, Richard Charles, my father, and Kandwani Williams, a well-known attorney at law after being placed on the Electoral Commission to perform duties as electoral commissioners. Their duty was to suggest adjustments to the electoral laws and help enact changes to the electoral system. The recommendations which they made were referred to as madness as they did not allow their political associations to cloud their judgments because they wanted the greater good for Dominica and Dominicans. However, they were labeled, and they were alienated for their efforts, and nothing has materialized from their initiative. To this date, electoral reform is seen as a modern-day sandfly, an annoyance to those who do not want to see the electoral system improved. This madness have given me a unique opportunity to make a positive impact on the lives of the people in my constituency, and Dominica to a larger extent. My aim is to use this opportunity and the platform it has afforded me to address concerns, to advocate for changes as it relates to the way we view human rights, to condemn victimization and work towards creating a better future for everyone, especially the vulnerable of our society. In recent times we have seen how powerful men and women have used their platform inside and outside of the parliament to oppress women and denigrate them for no other reason than because they can and because they feel they can get away with it. Men like the AG, who has aided and assisted in the madness and continue to prove to this nation that not even highest level of governance is respected, as parliament can be used as a platform to denigrate and disrespect men and women who are leaders and hardworking citizens who contribute to the development of the Commonwealth of Dominica. The parliamentary opposition implores others to rally with us in calling for the removal or resignation of the Attorney General, and others who feel they are above repute and continue to display this type of atrocious behavior in our country. We will stand with the hard-working women of our country, especially those who have and continue to offer themselves to serve. The attacks that are continually launched on the people of Dominica are not just done by political agents against political opponents, but against ordinary working men and women by individuals close to the incumbent government in positions of power. In July of this year, the persecution launched at me were not left to just me, but has been transferred to my wife as well, an employee of DASPA who works as an air traffic controller. She has been subjected to physical intimidation, victimization, verbal attacks, insults, ridicule, other atrocious situations, and has been bounced from location to location without proper compensation as the rules require. While I know of this because it affects me personally, I know of many more who have been experiencing this type persecution by people in power and are afraid to speak out because they fear that the persecution will get worse. Individuals like Vescourt Jones, who was fired over 9 years ago for doing his work well, to this day the chief of DASPA and the head of the government of Dominica has been playing cat and mouse with the young man, his family, and his livelihood. Vescourt, I stand with you and for you. It is time for the madness to stop now. Put an end to the victimization of the hardworking men and women of Dominica. I have recently come under attack by a Benoit lawsuit, being charged with $350,000 for speaking the truth regarding the badly fenced Douglas Charles Airport, which was used in a bad way to allow cannabis to be planted in the forested area inside the fence, allowing wild dogs that lived inside the fenced area to interrupt numerous flights and unknown vessels being parked in the fence without airport personnel approval or knowledge. This is an attempt to ensure that I am persecuted for speaking truth, not because there was any injury to anyone, but because someone feels that no one should have the right to speak, and I should not stand for what is right in support and defense of my people and their right to have a share in their own cake. But this is not new. It is just another attempt at trying to use whatever opportunity to hinder an aspiring young man, to continue to disrespect, denigrate, and victimize from their position of power, the usual modus operandi. In this regard, I am also calling for the resignation or removal of Benoit Bardouel as CEO of DASPA, and I will not rest until he resigns. Fellow Dominicans, I, Anthony Samora Charles, will say it as it is, and no $350,000 lawsuit will keep me quiet. It is time for the madness to come to an end. I will continue to stand for the people of Dominica. Blessings, my people.